on your learning target today, what you're going to be able to do is calculate the surface area of a cylinder. So as a 7th grade standard, we are given the following formula. SA, which means surface area, equals pH plus 2 big B. This P means perimeter of the base. Perimeter of the base. H means height of the prism. So the H is the height of, well, it's prism in general, height of the prism. And then big B, we've been exposed to big B plenty. Big B is the area of the base. So this formula, surface area equals pH plus 2 big B. Let me just go ahead and draw a rectangular prism just so you can visualize what this really means. If I take the perimeter of a base, so that's this, plus this, plus this, plus this. So that rectangle, if I take that perimeter and times it by the height of the prism, that gives me all of the sides. Doesn't it? That's the perimeter times the height gives me all the sides that wrap around the base. And then the 2 big B gives me the 2 parallel bases. That's where all of this is coming from. Okay? And now, as part of our learning standard, you can be given the surface area formula and the area or volume formula and be able to decompose it to cylinders. So let's start it. The area of the base. So what is the base of a cylinder? Yeah. I think I meant to say the base of a cylinder is a circle. So then the formula, what is the formula for the area of a circle? Pi r squared. Okay. The perimeter of the base, so I like to give myself a little visual and let me think. Okay, perimeter of the base. Well, what's the perimeter of the base?
Circle.
What about a circle?
Oh, circle.
Circumference. The perimeter means go around. When I go around a circle, it is a circumference. So the formula is pi d. Isn't it? Sure is pi d. Okay? So my final formula for the surface area of a cylinder is pH plus 2 big B. I'm just going to plug in what I know. P is circumference, pi d, times the height of the base, or not the base, height of the prism, the cylinder, plus 2 big B. Well, big B is a circle, so it's 2 circle areas. 2 times pi r squared. So if you're ever wondering, did I do this right? This is what it always looks like. I always do the state standard of starting with the one they give me and breaking that down into cylinder parts or circle parts, okay? Okay, so let's go ahead and calculate the surface area of this first one. What I like to do, don't get overwhelmed, start with what you know, pH plus 2 big B. That's a formula the state of Minnesota will give you. That is how you find surface area. Now, I just break it up a little bit. P is perimeter of the base. So if I'm talking about perimeter, that means circumference. So it's pi times diameter. Diameter is 5. So 5 pi times the height. Height connects the 2 bases, so that's going to be times 21. Plus 2 times the area of the base. Well, the area of the base is pi r squared. Those of you that are working ahead, I hope you're not using 3.14 yet. That's not my goal. So right now I'm keeping pi to the end. I see some of you are calculating. Don't use 3.14 yet. Okay, so big B, I need R. So if my diameter is 5, then my radius is 2.5. So it's 2 times pi r squared. So 2 times 2.5 squared times pi. Now there's a reason why I asked you not to calculate pi yet. And if you look at this second example, you see that there's answers that have pi in it. That's why I want you to know how to work with this stuff with pi, and you evaluate pi at the end after you've simplified everything down. It's going to help you, trust me, because if you start using pi right now, it's going to kind of mess you up. Okay, so now I get 5 times 21. That is 105 pi. So pi is just coming along for the ride. Plus, now I have to do 2.5 squared. That's not 5. It's 2.5 times 2.5 times 2. That's 12.5 pi. And now they're like terms. Pi is like a variable, like an x. So now I can combine like terms. 105 pi and 12.5 pi is something. 117.5 pi. I just combined. So here I evaluated, right here I went 2.5 squared, and then I times it by 2. That's how I got my 12.5. Then I combine them together because they both have the pi symbol. And that gives me my final answer. Now, final answer sometimes. Notice again, on the bottom ones, pi is left. If you look at your answer choices and that's not there, that's when we say, okay, well then let me go ahead and times it by 3.14. And then you get something. Then you get something known as 368.95. And we're talking about area, so it would be square inches. Okay? All right. So this next one. So I start with what I know. Well, first off, I start plugging in if I can. So R is 4. Let me use a better marker. So the radius is 4, and the height of the prism is 13, right? You just plug it. And then I want to know what's the surface area. So I know that surface area formula is PH plus 2 big B. And then I just start decomposing it. I just start breaking it up into circles. So P is the perimeter of the base. Perimeter of the base is circumference. Pi times diameter. If my radius is 4, then my diameter is 8. So it's 8 pi times the height of my prism, 13, plus 2 times big B, area of my base, pi r squared. R is 4, so 4 squared pi. And now I'm going to go ahead and multiply the numbers. 8 and 13 is 104 pi. Plus, don't forget that 4 squared is not 8. It's 4 times 4 times 2. That's 32 pi. Now they both are congested. It's like terms, right? It's like 2x plus 3x. You would turn it to 5x. So 104 pi plus 32 pi is 136 pi. I check my answer choices. Yep, it's there. So I would leave it as 136 pi.